Hello, Flosstube. My name is Emily. I am Katie Bug's mom. Hope you don't mind joining me for a Flosstube in the car. This isn't exactly what I had planned on, but things have been weird. So here I am in the car, and so this is going to be kind of a Flosstube stitch with me vlog something or other. Yeah. So right now I am working on the Stitcher Hoods Quaker Pumpkin. I have already done 2 of these. Let's see. There's one that's finished. There's a second one that needs a stem and some greenery, and then I'm working on a third one down here. I need to get some greenery. I think I'm gonna, this is Gentle Art Sampler Threads Burnt Orange, I think. And I'm gonna use like DMC 3348, I think, for the greenery. I don't know what I'll do with this other one. Anyway, it's been a while. In fact, it's been quite a while. 2 months about. The last time that I recorded a video, we were getting ready to head home to Kentucky. So we did that, which was great. We did that the last couple weeks of June, which was fantastic. I had not seen my family in 18 months, so it was awesome. So we spent a week with my husband's family, and then we spent a week running around seeing everybody in my family. So everybody had been vaccinated. This was the last week of June. Things were still relatively vaguely normal. So we had a good time. I got to meet my niece for the first time. She's so tiny. Even at 6 months old, she's so tiny. I don't think Katie and Sam were that tiny when they were newborns. She's just a tiny little girl, and she's just precious and wonderful, and I love her so much. And I hate living this far away because I just want to love her all the time. My nephews too, don't get me wrong, my other niece. But maybe. Anyway. So we did that and had a great trip. Came back, had the 4th of July, had my birthday. School started. The summer session that I was teaching started, which went mostly okay. And the whole month of July, I kept thinking, oh, I don't have enough to show, because I was gone for 2 weeks, and literally the only thing I stitched in Kentucky was these pumpkins. That's it. Right now, they're my travel stitching while I'm in the car. Katie's at an appointment, so that's why I'm stitching in the car today. And yes, that is right. Sorry. You know how it is. You gotta figure out, did I actually do this right, or have I screwed something up? Anyway. I hadn't done a whole lot, and I thought, well, I'll put it off. And I thought, well, I'll put it off. It'll be fine. I'll do one at the beginning of August. Well, sorry, my phone is precariously balanced. Stay. So I thought, oh, it'll be fine. I'll do it at the beginning in August. Then we had the Delta variant hit. So I've had kids home since August 5th. I've had at least one kid home ever since. And so while I've gotten stuff stitched, I have not had time to do a Flosstube. I mean, I could do it after the kids go to bed, but I'm so tired by the time I'm done. Just, for some reason, quarantine last year felt easier. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because the kids were littler. I don't know if it's because I was just, I was looking at it more as a long-term thing. It didn't matter that this was going on. Katie has to start kindergarten. And she did. She started kindergarten last Wednesday. I should say today is the 23rd of August. If I start sweating, excuse me, I'm sitting in the car. I have the windows up, and I have the car just running on battery, so I'm getting a little bit of air. It's 98 degrees in the shade, so if I start sweating, or if Katie and I stopped and got drinks. So, my Diet Pepsi. I love Popeyes because they have Diet Pepsi. I don't really care about the food, but they have Diet Pepsi. Where was I? See, this is always the danger of me getting off and just doing this without notes or anything like that, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just talking. Like I said, this is kind of a stitch with me, and this is what stitching with me is like. With my hand just kind of over my face, I guess. I don't know. But, so I've had kids home. Katie started kindergarten last week. My baby, she started kindergarten. And I know, we intended to send her to kindergarten last year, and then everything went on. But we were able to keep her a year back because her birth date and where it falls in the year. And which her birthday's next Monday. She's going to be 6. But no longer had a choice. She had to go to kindergarten. So off she went Wednesday. And she looks so cute in her little uniform. And she was unsure about it the first week, but she popped into the car today and just started talking. Here's what I did today, and etc. etc. It was great. So I think she's starting to get used to it and like it, which is wonderful. Yeah, a lot of this is a me update. I'm sorry. It's been 2 months, and yeah. So anyway, Sam is still at home. My husband and I are currently working from home. But the semester starts next Monday, and I do have 2 in-person classes. I think they're giving us the option to teach the in-person classes online for a couple of weeks if we want to. That's going to be trying to teach via Microsoft Teams is an exercise in futility as far as I'm concerned. I cannot require my students to wear masks, Texas, but I have decided I'm going to bribe them all with extra credit if they do, and they wear them correctly. So, anyway, there's been all of that general frustration that we've all been dealing with when it comes to the virus and all of that, and a whole bunch of other worry that I'm not going to get into because it's not solely about me. But there's been a whole lot of other stuff going on. And it just life stuff, It just it never stops. It never, ever, ever stops. It's driving me crazy. Okay, I need the world to stop spinning. This merry-go-round needs to stop. I want to get off. Anyway, life sucks. Let's stitch. So I will attempt to either put clips in here of stuff that I filmed tonight, or I'll at least try to put pictures in on the screen if I can figure out how to do that, because after all, I've got this big empty space right here that would be perfect to show, pictures of what I've been working on. I've just realized this is not the most flattering angle, but it's the angle that I've got. I tried putting my phone in the little GPS thingy that we have in here, and it doesn't fit. I almost broke it. So, we'll just ignore my second chin. I don't actually have one. It just looks like it. Anyway, so what have I been working on? Well, like I said, I did this. I worked on these pumpkins over our trip. I didn't do a whole lot of stitching because I was doing too much visiting and having fun with people. You know, to go out and look at my brother's new house and his farm and all that sort of stuff. His neighbors have goats and camels. Something else strange, but I don't remember what it was. But camels. Who has camels in central Kentucky? Apparently my brother's neighbors do. Anyway, so I worked on this. I came home. I decided I didn't have enough going on, I guess, and I started a new project. So the new project is Heaven and Earth Designs, and I will try to put a picture of it either like over here-ish or put one in. It's Heaven and Earth Designs. It's quick stitch dragonflies. I don't remember the original artist's name, but I'll try to remember to put it in the Dropbox. It being mosquito season in South Texas means it's also dragonfly season, and dragonflies eat mosquitoes, and they're zooming about everywhere. They're all different colors. They're gorgeous, and it's one of the things about South Texas that I really do actually like is all the dragonflies. It's really neat. There's a bug. What's a bug doing in the car? So I started that. It's a quick stitch, so it's 4 full pages and 2 partials. And I am done with the first page, and I'm on to the second. And it's going fairly well, I think. I didn't put it down for like 2 straight weeks because I was just enjoying it that much. And then I kept looking at it, and I kept going, Emily, you really got to do some of this other stuff. So I stopped that. Like I said, I'm about halfway. I don't even know that I'm halfway through the second page, but I'm into the second page. And I decided, okay, it was time to go back and get my Marion Bright by Cottage Garden samplings. That I finished. So I will put that picture in here somewhere. So I was really thrilled with that. Now this is another one of those projects where my ambition got ahead of my skill. And I think I thought I had bought 36 count linen, and I hadn't. I'd bought 32. So when I started doing it, and I looked at it and I thought, oh, this coverage isn't right. So I went, okay, well, let's just try it 1/1 because that's smart, right? And I'm getting more and more used to stitching smaller count fabrics. Like, this is 28 count. And I was looking at this going, this is really the smallest I ever need to do. And yet, what did I end up doing? I ended up doing 32 count 1/1. So I did it. If you do Marion Bright in particular, you will need, and you don't do it 32 count, you're going to need more than one skein of the green, of the greens. I was close to being out of one of the big, of the 2 that were most used in the pattern. Now I can't remember off the top of my head what they're called. I did my own conversion from Weeks to Gentle Art Sampler Threads and Classic Colorworks. So I don't remember what those particular greens were called, but it's something that you're going to want to think about when you go do the other one, if you go to do it. I was talking to the proprietor of my local needlework store. Local. It's 2 hours away. It's Judy Stitchery Nook in Harlingen, Texas. So, if you're anywhere in South Texas, check them out. They're wonderful. And she had done the Love piece by Cottage Garden Sand Blades. And she said, you know, it took her 2 skeins of green on that one, which I was glad to know before I got started on it, which I haven't started it, but I bought the stuff for it while I was there, and she gave me that warning while I was there. Anyway, you get the idea. She's a wonderful person, by the way. Judy is. I love the ladies down there. I would, well, pus bucket. It's off by 1 stitch. Now you get to, instead of stitching with me, you get to frog with me. Yeah, I'm gonna grumble. Just be aware. I'm gonna grumble. I hate frogging. I hate frogging so much. And I really, really hate frogging on teeny tiny counts like 28 and 32. I admit to the Merry and Bright fudging quite a bit in some spots because I just couldn't be bothered trying to frog 32 count linen. It just wasn't happening. To be honest, now I'm looking at this going, do I have a spot where I could just start over? Anyway, my needle minder is from Mad for Minders on Etsy, and it's Going Postal by Terry Pratchett. Come on, focus. Okay, it doesn't want to focus. Anyway, it's the Ankh-Morpork Pork post office. If you've never read Terry Pratchett's Discworld. Anyway, moving on. Crap. What did I just do with it? Oh, there it is. Welcome to A Stitch With Me. This is basically how stitching with me does go. Just in case anybody was wondering. Where the heck did I put my notions pouch now? Oh, it's in my lap. My notions pouch is actually just a pencil pouch. I've got other crap in there, apparently. Okay. Do I want to do this in a different color? I don't know. Let's see. What else do I have in here? Because I was doing this in Gentle Arts Gold Leaf. And now I'm looking in here because I have a whole bunch of other colors. So I did that top one that's multicolored in a whole bunch of ones, and then one of them, the whole one I did in burnt orange. So I also have chili pepper, pumpkin patch, I have butternut squash, acorn, which is what I was using for the stem on the one, sweet potato, autumn spice, barn door, glazed carrots. Okay, so it's really between these two that I think I would actually restart this with. And I'm looking at, there's the gold leaf. Like, I feel like the gold leaf is still the best. Like, it's most pumpkin-y orange-ish. Alright. Yes, I'm lazy enough that I will restart a pattern rather than frog it. Sorry about the crinkle. Let me put this back in my project bag. My project bag that I made! Thank you to Liz from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for the tutorial, because I made my own project bags and I'm still tickled to death with them, even though the other one I ended up putting the front piece on backwards, which Liz started laughing at me over because then she did the same thing. Well, she did the same thing in her video, her instructional video, and then she sent me a picture of her doing it again, which I just appreciated greatly. Anyway, these little pumpkins I'm planning on making into little pillows, so I don't need like a whole lot of seam allowance around them. I'm gonna make them into little pillows. My husband has just built me some new bookcases, And once they're stained, I have a bowl that my father-in-law made out of a bourbon barrel, and I'm going to put it on top, and then I'm going to put these in there for fall decoration. So it's hot, y'all. It is hot. Holy cow. No, where did I put my needle and my needle monitor? In the door. Anyway, moving on. So I did Merry and Bright. That's where I was, right? Merry and Bright. Did Merry and Bright. And I finally finished it. I was really happy because I got it done. And so then I thought, I'm going to get something else finished because I have so many new patterns, which that's a whole other story. But I have so many new patterns, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get something else finished. So I finished the last of the Alphonse Mucha inspired ladies. So again, pictures somewhere. This was done on 14 count opalescent Aida, like her sisters. I did go and put in words. See, this is what happens when I try to speak extemporaneously. Normally I like rehearse what I'm going to say like well in advance of filming a video, because that's just what neurodiverse people do, and I'm just not. So you're just gonna have to deal with me being weird, I guess, today. Anyway, the yellow one, the topaz, again, I'll try to put a picture in here so to remind you what the other ones looked like. The topaz I did a skin conversion on, and I wanted to do the same thing with this emerald, and so I put the things together. It wasn't, it's on the fair end, but I was going for kind of a medium tone, and it didn't. Now, it's still vastly improved over what was charted. What was charted was really, really, really pink. What turned out was much more, actually, it kind of looks like me. And so once I got the skin done, I looked at it and I thought, this hair isn't going to work either. So I made her a redhead. And it looks great. And I'm really thrilled with it. So these ladies are going off to my friend Jill whenever I get them in the mail, because I am a horrible person who has all sorts of things in her house that need to go into the mail and just haven't, because I'm a trash human being. That's all I can say. Anyway, did that. Now what am I working on at home? Now I'm working on at home a Teresa Winsler piece, and so I will put a picture of it in here. This is the Spring Fairy. She has 4 seasonal fairy patterns. This is spring, and I'm doing this for my niece. It's on 28 count even weave. It's going to have blended thread, or it's got lots of blended threads. It's going to have beading, and like all Teresa Winsler pieces, it's incredibly complex, but it's also absolutely gorgeous. So I'm working on that. And as I'm working on that, I'm trying to catch up on some Flosstube. Now, I've basically given up on trying to catch up on all the Flosstube I've missed between vacation and having kids home, and therefore not having any control over the television whatsoever. By the way, I can sing the Paw Patrol theme song to you. Anyway, so I'm trying to catch up, and I'm watching Kyle Reckemeyer, who, Stitching and Sound. And if you don't know Kyle, you should. Jacob DeGraff of Modern Folk Embroidery just recorded him a theme song, which is one of the most awesome things ever, and I'm a little bit jealous. But anyway, Kyle was showing off. He did a whip parade, and then he did a kit parade, and he has all these other Teresa Winslers. And I'm not saying that I got on eBay and bought like 4 Teresa Winsler patterns, but I might have. And I did this partly because I got really, really lucky at my local needlework store, and they had Teresa Winsler's Princess and the Dragon, which has been out of print for years, and it was just there. By the way, if you're looking for Celestial Dragon, they had 2 copies called Judy Stitchery Nook in Harlingen, Texas, if you're looking for that. I did tell Kyle that first, but he already had it, so. Anyway, so I have bought the castle, which is the one with the dragon going around the castle. I bought 2 sets of mini patterns. So there's the peacock and the unicorn, and then the castle and the dragon. And then I bought another dragon one. Not the storyteller, because now I'm thinking I want to get that. Anyway, I bought another one. Because I really think, you know, if you have the Princess and the Dragon and the castle and you have a storyteller, then you've really got a nice triptych. That's the other thing I bought. I bought the fantasy triptych, which I also saw Sarah, the Stitchin' Mommy, doing the other day. And it's, you know, I'm sitting here stitching in the car. I was thinking, and I sent Sarah a message the other day. I was like, I never understood why you could stitch in the car waiting for your kids to pick up from school until I went to go pick Katie up from kindergarten and was in the car pickup line. And I'm like, oh, this is how Sarah gets that done. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I didn't have to do that today because I had to pick Katie up early for, you know what, it really doesn't matter. Never mind. So I bought that. I also have a whole bunch of other patterns to do. So my friend Steph bought me 3 patterns with peacocks because, again, I have this colorful bird obsession going on of late. So I got that. Car. Turn the climate back on. Yeah, so the car decided I didn't need climate on anymore. The car is wrong. It is bloody hot. I'm sweating through everything I'm wearing because I don't have the air conditioning up high because I don't want to waste gas, and I don't want it to make it so you can't hear me. But anyway, now I've got a knot in my thread. What the heck, man? No, okay, I fixed it. Anyway, where was I going? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So I've got this thing for colorful birds going on. So my friend Steph bought me like 3 peacock patterns and then one with a blue bird that says something that can't be repeated. She said if I'd stitched it for her, she'd buy me the pattern. So I've got that in the queue. But one of the things that I've got in the queue is this peacock, and it's charted in a monochrome. But when I went to the Stitchery Nook, I found a Gloriana silk that's like green and blue and yellow. So it's, you know, peacock colors. So I'm getting ready. I'm going to start that soon, I think. And I got fabric for one of the other peacock ones that she got me. And then, what else? I have one more Cottage Garden samplings. So I have Love, and then I have Peace on Earth, both of which I really like. So I have those to do. I have those pretty much kitted up. I have gotten, of late, the flamingo ornaments from Hands On Design. So, Fa La La Mingo. Again, I'm going to try to, like, post pictures in here of these patterns, the cover sheets, you know, not the pattern, you know what I mean. And I will definitely try to make sure that I link everything below. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing those. I've got a bunch of threads and stuff that, you know, normal stuff. I had actually gone down to the Stitchery Nook to get Krynic for the dragonflies, because it called for number 4 braid in 032, which, by the way, if you see it call for 032 in the DMC and then the note says Krynic number 4, that's what that means. It doesn't mean you need a skein of 032 in DMC. That's not written on the pattern. That's in the that's on the facts, I think, on Hade's website, but just for reference, in case you try to do that. I don't know that I would have chosen the Krynic necessarily. I should have just probably replaced it with B5200. It is adding some sparkle, but it's not a consistent sparkle that makes sense. Like something that you might see like in a diamond painting, but regardless. Moving on. As far as other things, the other big thing that I got was I accidentally won a couple of auctions for Fortnite, from Fortnite Fabrics. So if you're not familiar with them, you can go to the YouTube Married with Stitches. So Derek and Christian, who are hysterical, and I love them, and they make some really wonderful fabric. And so I got 2 pieces of kind of a mottled gray linen, and I got one that is this pink color. Katie is in love with it. It's pink and opalescent, and I'll try again to put a picture of those in here. One of those gray ones, I've already decided I'm going to put the Modern Folk Embroidery Ruskin's Penguins on. I haven't bought the pattern yet, but I loved it so much. It's a quote from John Ruskin, who was a Victorian poet and artist and critic, and he was been writing a letter to his friend, and he was just mad at the world, which we can all totally get right now, I think. And he said whenever he gets mad, he would go to the zoo and he would look at the penguins, because one cannot be angry when one looks at a penguin. So I think I'm going to stitch that and put it in my office, because why not? So that's in the queue of things to stitch as well. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of Teresa Winslers. I'm going to have a whole bunch of more Modern Folk Embroidery. I've got Carriage Guard assemblies. I have so much stuff to stitch. And in my other project bag, I have the Quaker pumpkins from Hello from Liz Matthews, and that's going to be my project that I'm going to take to work, because I'm going to be in my office more than I usually am, because I've got Katie going and coming from school, so where I might normally have gone home, I'm going to be going to get Katie to school, so I'm going to be in the office. And yeah, I'm going to work in the office, obviously, but there are times it's feast or famine. Either I've got a ton of work to do or I've got none. The weeks where I have tons of work to do, I'm working way more. So you get the general idea. I'm going to take that to work with me. So when I'm trying not to lose my mind, I'll have something to stitch on. I got a whole pile of stuff to take to my office, because I haven't been in there in months either. Not since I went and got my work computer and brought it home, because that was just so much easier trying to do stuff on my desktop. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm sure I've missed something. I always have. But that's been the big stuff. And now I've got a 35-minute video of me just yapping. So, hope you like it. If you don't tell me. No, it's okay. Alright, I do have to get up and go get Katie now, so I will talk at you all later. Be kind to yourself. Wear your mask. Get your freaking shot!